Hello, sixth grade parents. I'm Carla Watson. I'm a sixth grade MCL at Travis, and I work with all of the sixth grade students that we have. I want to thank you for showing some interest in becoming a cabin leader when we go to Camp Grady Spruce. We absolutely could not go to camp without the parents. I'm going to take just a couple minutes of your time just to give you an overview what it would be like to be a cabin leader, and maybe that would help and make the decision if you want to try to do that for us. The cost of a cabin leader is $100, and that money is due by January 22nd by the end of the day. All cabin leaders will be required to fill out paperwork for a background check, which will be sent to you if you decide to do so, and that will be due by January the 11th. If a lot of you have probably been out to the camp, but if not, basically Camp Grady Spruce is a huge camp divided into smaller camps. And Travis takes two of those small camps. So we would do a Rabine side, as we call it, and a main camp side. So if your child's homeroom is Alcorn, Acker, Clark, Mr. Wheeler, or half of Mrs. Rosales' class, they would be on the Rabine side. And Mr. Nickel, Mrs. Thornley, Miss Mize, and Mr. Acker, and the other half of Mrs. Rosales' class would be on main camp. The camps are basically a half a mile, I guess, apart, less than a mile, I know. And we do things exactly the same. The setups are a little different. The sleeping arrangements are a little different between the two camps. Rabine has two-story cabins, Maine doesn't. The dining halls are a little different. Just the location on the lake is a little different, but all of the activities, the trails, procedures, rules, schedules, all of that is exactly the same. During the week, the kids would get a camp booklet, and all of their activities for the week is listed in that book, and they work on it. They get 8 to 10 grades a week for the things they learn at camp, just like kids at school. They're earning their grades. Our camp kids also do that. We're just doing it outside. Some of the activities that just a few are horseback riding, canoeing. We hike Johnson's Peak. We get to go to Hell's Gate. We do arts and crafts, archery, all kinds of stuff. The kids, if you've had another child at camp and you've been fortunate enough to go with them, they have a great time. All of our parents always tell us after we get back that their kid, sometimes they even act a little different when they're at camp. Sometimes they're even better when they're at camp. They just enjoy themselves. So it's important to us that we do get to go. Some of your responsibilities would be you just kind of have to look at it as you're an adult camper, because during the day, wherever those kids go, you'll be going. You would probably be responsible for 6 to 8 kids, depending on how many actually go. Um, and you would be with them all the time, the whole week during the day, and you would stay in their cabin. The discipline, we don't have a whole lot of trouble with kids there. Parents, they don't have to deal with that really. We have admin that's available at camp. We have camp staff. Mrs. Spoon is over at the Rabine side, and I'm over at the main camp. So we're just a phone call away. But I'm glad to say that very few times have we had huge problems with behavior at camp. The kids all know that if they do, then they could be sent home. And it has happened, not very often, but we don't want any kid in a cabin to spoil it for anybody, the other students in the cabin, or for you. So we take care of any kind of discipline problem pretty quickly. The nurse also goes with us, and she would be over on main camp side, but it's a 2-minute drive between the two camps, so there's no worries there. Parents, it it is a long day for you guys. The kids, it's a long day for them. They also have night activities, but that would be your time, your free time. You could use that to go back and take your shower, to call your family, whatever you need to do, because the teachers and the camp staff, we do all of the nighttime activities. And then when we're done with that, we finish between 8:45 and 9. Then you would pick the kids back up and they would go to their cabin. So at night, we've had parents in the past ask, do they have to go to bed at a certain time? We're not going to put a time on it. Usually the cabin leaders, they will set that time. The first and second night, they go to bed pretty soon. I mean, they're pretty tired. So we do cabin checks at night, every night, to make sure everybody is where they're supposed to be. But throughout the night, anytime you're with those students, you will have multiple phone numbers to call if you need some help. So we've been fortunate that we haven't had any major problems that I know of, because parents, you have a lot of support with us. I think that if I had to say what the most important part of all of this is we need the parents. We cannot go without parents. So we really hope that you decide that you may want to try to be a cabin leader with us. If you do, we will send a packet, and all I need you to do is email Mrs. Spoon at dspoon at mineralwells at mwisd.net, or cwatson at mwisd.net, and just let us know that you're interested in becoming a cabin leader, and we will send a packet out to you Monday or Tuesday, and then we can get that started. We hope that we're going to be able to have a face-to-face meeting before we go, and then we can answer a lot of questions. I know you may have more questions, concerns, or um, comments. Please just email us, and Debbie or myself, and we'll get back to you, or you can call the school and they can give us a message. If you have any questions before you request a packet, we'll be happy to answer any of those questions. So I hope that we get some emails from you, and we'll hopefully be meeting with you very soon. Thank you so much for your time.